toast with. So we're having a toast for Nancy and Eddie. So here goes my toast to you. As I thought about what to say in this toast to both of you, funny stories that involve GPS and directions or chocolate stories came to mind. But I think that one that I will share about is when a very pregnant and wobbly Tiff and I went to cheer Nancy and Eddie on as they completed their first half marathon together in the City of Angels race in December 2007. It was cold and early as we waited by the finish line for them in downtown LA. I hope that they hadn't finished yet, because who would eat the fresh blueberry donuts I picked up for Nancy as congratulations for her when she crossed the finish line. It was her first half marathon, and she was nervous, but Eddie reassured her that they would be fine and complete it before the city opened up the streets to traffic. They trained relentlessly for the run, and Nancy was fully dedicated to the training schedule. So Tiff and I were so excited and proud to see them cross the finish line together. In an amazing 2 hours and 14 minutes. Wow! 13.1 miles is what they did. Wow! Simply amazing. I think that what was so memorable was the way that they crossed the finish line. Nancy has pretty bad vision without her glasses. And when she runs, her glasses get foggy. So she runs without them. The only way for her to know where to go was to follow Eddie. Sure enough, Tiff saw Eddie, then Eddie saw us, and Nancy was falling behind him, unaware of where he was leading her, which was right to the donut bag. But that's how I've seen their relationship. It's very complimentary and peaceful in a sense. It reminds me of 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love isn't jealous. It doesn't sing its own praises. It isn't arrogant. It isn't rude. It doesn't think about itself. It isn't irritable. It doesn't keep track of wrongs. It isn't happy when injustice is done, but it's happy with the truth. Love never stops being patient, never stops believing, never stops hoping, never gives up. So please, raise your glass for a lifetime of love to Nancy and Eddie.
Yay!
Prost. Goal. Double chin. There's a commercial.
Eddie, Nancy, I didn't write this down. I didn't prepare like that. Although my wife and I did get a chance to kind of talk a little bit this morning about this, and it was really interesting because I didn't want to take a lot of time, but I did want to talk about Eddie, who I've known for about 14, 15 years now, and a little bit about his character. And it's interesting because I said to myself, well, I got to introduce them both, and now that I've met and been around some of Nancy, I see that she has, knowing some of her posse, that she's got a little character too. So I thought I would kind of expound on what I kind of see in him. Eddie, in our wedding, he was best man, and when my wife threw out the garter belt, there were 15 people, 15 men, a lot of old friends of mine, and Eddie was in the back of this. And out of these 15 guys, Eddie caught the bouquet. And out of the 15 guys, Eddie is the garter belt. Well, you know. The garter belt. You know that little thing that slide under that thing. And Eddie caught that. And Eddie is the first of those 15 guys to get married. I liken to the situation of what Susan B. Anthony says. Marriage is not so much finding someone to marry as it is being someone for marriage. And out of all the people I've met in my life, I've never met a man who has more integrity and selfishness or selflessness. And I see that Eddie and Nancy complement each other. I have watched them over the last few years weather some interesting storms that I don't think the regular or normal couple could have gotten through. They've shown me as their friend that they were meant to be together. I just want to wish them love, prosperity, and most of all, many years of happiness. God bless you.
You're here.
Toast.
Jump up. Oh, it's not the occasion.